Right, a few people have asked how to retension a spring on a Garador mk3c. Spring snapped, or you're just changing one spring, or you just need to get tension back on that spring. No one knows how to do it. They're fighting it, they're getting hurt, they're trying to put mole grips on cables and pull down, but I'm going to show you how I do it. I've been doing it for 20 years. It might be the wrong way, it might be the right way. I don't think there's any real safe way of doing it, but this is the safest way I can think of. I've already done one, so I'll get this down and I'll try and talk you through how to do this one. So we're going to put tension on this spring. So you get the spring box down, you hook the spring up onto there on one end. Down the other end you've got the wheel. Now if you notice on this wheel, on this plate here, you've got one side's flat and underneath it you've got a hook. Well, that hook, if you follow it down, there's like a lug there. Well, that hook goes into that lug. So you pull the spring down and then it hooks into that lug. That locks the tension off. Right, how do we do that? So what I've done is I've got the new cable and I've hooked it onto that hook there. Then the cable comes down, down, down. It gets, you put it on the pulley and then out the other side, and then it comes up. And then what I do is I get a coach bolt with a big washer and I screw it to a piece of timber, probably the head of the door frame. Make sure it's in a nice tight big washer on it, you don't want it flipping off. If you've got one of these spring boxes, it means you've got a timber frame, because these are only put on timber framed garages. So you're always going to have timber there for you to screw to. So hook it on there, go down, around the pulley wheel, up, and then on the other end of the cable you'll have a hoop, obviously. Then you screw to the timber. Then what you do is you pull, you stand in the garage, you grab the whole spring box and you pull to the back of the garage. So you'd grab it like this, keeping it like this, and then you pull. And as you're pulling, obviously this spring is going up. So as you're pulling, this spring's going up. It's quite hard, but as you're pulling, that's going to go up. That will then, as you get to the very top, when this pulley wheel is up to around about here, at the same time you push your thumb and then you start to come back towards the front of the garage to release the tension. You probably only have to move a foot. And then what you're doing is you're making that lug go into that lug hole there. So you go pull it right back until it's right up there, push your thumb and then start releasing it, and it will lock into this lug. That's done, and that's tensioned. So I've done mine now. So the cables are nice and slack now because it's locked off in that lug. So it's hooked, and that's both of them tensioned. So next part is you put the box back up. Make sure that cable's on there, make sure it's around the pulley, and then you hook this cable around that pulley and it goes down the track and then it hooks on to there. And then you tension it, releasing the tension. So the way you release the tension is you always make sure that this cable is on that wheel Make sure it doesn't fall down the back or down here, and then when you tension it, because you'd have to do it all over again. Because this cable has to be on the wheel. If it's not on the wheel, it would just grind on everything. Same with this. If that's like this, and you put tension on and pull it, you've got dramas. You're gonna have to take it all apart again and do it all over again. Also, commonly, if this ever jumps off and ends up here, and the door's going up and down like that, this cable will cut through this piece. It will cut through it within months, and then it's game over. So just make sure your cables are on the wheels, like that. And then what I do is, not with one hand, you make sure you're hooked on down there, which we are. Make sure it's round like that, up, hooked on. And what I do is, what you want to do is pull this cable to the opposite side. Don't pull it this way in the garage, you're pulling away. So what you do is you put a glove on, you pull as hard as you can, and what that does is it pulls this along about 10 mil, 20 mil, and then what you need to do with your other hand is, while you're pulling it, is flick this cable away, so this de-lugs itself, if that's a word, cobwebs. So you're gonna pull this away from the lug, and then afterwards you grab this. This will be under tremendous tension now, and then you gently release it back. That's how you put tension on. Hopefully that made sense. It is dangerous, really. It is a specialist job, but if you're mechanically engineer minded, you can do it. Just be careful. Yeah, I'll show you the end result. God, do you think we're going to do this video in a couple of minutes just to show you? But I like to be thorough and explain things, so it ends up being long. So that's it, they're on. So it's not, see, they're both on there. They're going around the wheels, down, and now hooked onto there. It's one of them. I've been doing it 20 odd years, really, 22 years, something like that. But it's easy for me, but I know people struggle. But just be careful is all I'm saying. Like, it's easy for me to go, yeah, you'll do it, you'll be all right. But follow these steps, be careful. If there's two of you, maybe one person pull this cable to the side as hard as they can and get another to just flick it out of that lug up there. And then this person holding the cable can gently release it again. Maybe do that. 2 people, I reckon. Just make sure there's 2 people doing it. But yeah, that's it. So now she's done. She's back on. And she opens. This is only a council job. But yeah, there we go. Fixed boat garage doors. We're in the southeast. If you want me to do it for you, I can do it. But I'm not travelling away from Kent because it's not worth it. But there you go, we're all done.